No, 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 no. Alright, so I think it's been like a couple of years at this point since that one poser made the "What Would Stoner Do" AR build, and usually I would like ignore stuff like that because, you know, it's just retarded. But I've been seeing a lot of people, like, you know, they're running that shit at the two-gun matches and shit, and I'm like, you know what? I think it's time to show what Stoner would truly do. So here is this is what Stoner would actually do right here, this whole build, and I'm gonna go over. I won't go over the entirety of it because it's very complicated. So like it could easily take a couple of hours to explain like everything that's going on with it. But we'll go with like a bunch of the basic stuff here. So to start off, what Stoner would actually do, number one, he'd have a forward assist, and it'd be the teardrop one too, by the way. But anyways, like to start off, we'll go with the base rifle build, and it would be like an M16A1 because they look cool. Like, you might be wondering why not the A2 or anything like that, because, you know, you got more adjustments right here, because it looks fucking stupid. They might put an A2 grip on here, because that's like the best grip ever made, but I just didn't feel like putting one on here. But I imagine that they would probably, I could probably ask Stoner that. So yeah, M16A1 is the base build of it. Again, because it looks cool, and that's actually one of the most important parts, but it also has like a few functional parts too. Like, you know, you got the carry handle. Like, I don't know what that fucking retard was thinking when he just pulled that shit off of the again, what would Stoner do build. Like, because how are you supposed to just fucking carry that shit around? Like, see, look at that. That is fucking handy. But you know what's not fucking handy? That fucking $2,000 plus rifle that the fucking retard couldn't even bother to put a goddamn carry handle on. Then, you know, going on from that too, you got like the fixed stock and everything with the A1, which allows you to put like plenty of different decorations. Like, you can put like waifu stickers, all that other bullshit. I'm not satanic, but I just put that on there so that motherfuckers know that the trip is real. So anyways, that's kind of like it with the base A1. Oh, I guess they have the fixed front sight. So, actually, that kind of goes into the next thing that I was going to talk about. So, this thing will really just be treated like a backup sight. So, in case your optic fails, which we got a Neotech, that's the optic you really want to use because it's in a lot of the Call of Duty games. But anyways, so that'd be like your primary optic. But if that fails, the perk of the A1 base gun is that you have the secondary front sight. However, you can never have too many front sights. So that's why I added like a third and a fourth backup. So like you got this offset canted sight. So like I couldn't fit a rear one on here, but you know that as long as you're trying like at least one, like that's something to aim down. Like again, in case your optic or like other front sight were to fail, you can always resort to this. Or, you know, if you want, you can also resort to this right here. We got a laser on there. Oh wait, that's the light. Hold on. Yeah. So we got a laser. So again, you got 4 different like sights that you can break, and I guess if you break them all, actually if you break them all, I'll go into the solution to that. But anyways, this isn't just like a laser, as you might have noticed when I mispressed the other button. It's actually a laser light combo, and it's actually 2 different lights. So right here you got a black light. So like you're fighting enemies that have like, I think it's copper blood, like the scorpions and stuff like that. Like you'll be able to like see them at night and shit. And then you got a light right here, which also, in a way, it's actually like a backup to this light because we got that front light too. So you can either treat it as a backup or, you know, just extra light. And then all this tape and stuff you might have noticed, that's just because like it wouldn't stay like mounted. It's just like an extra precaution to keep all the attachments on. To be honest, I actually really just ran out of tape and didn't tape this down. I normally would do that. So now I had mentioned like if all your optics were to fail, there was a solution, and I actually forgot to put it on here. But we would also have a bayonet. Preferably this would actually be welded on because you really have no reason to ever take the bayonet off. My welder's just broke, so I never got around to that. But yeah, you would have a front bayonet. So again, if, you know, all your sights fail, like all 4 of them, which, you know, it's kind of highly unlikely, but if they all did fail, then, you know, you can always resort to some hand-to-hand combat. And then, lastly, we'll talk about the drum mag. Again, there's a bunch I could go into with this build. I mean, it is just complete and utter perfection, really. I mean, it would take hours of video content. To be fair, I guess you'd probably learn a lot more watching videos, like, all about this build versus whatever that fucking poser was making. But anyways, lastly, we'll go on to the ammunition feeding device, commonly known as magazine. We're going with a 100-round drum because, quite frankly, Stoner would have intended that we used 100-round drums. Like, they exist. Why the fuck wouldn't we use them? So, like, instead of carrying some, like, gay-ass fucking 30-rounder or, like, a 20-rounder, or what was Stoner Do build had a 30-rounder, but you would very clearly be using a 100-round drum. The only people that aren't using these are people that are too weak to even really, where they shouldn't even be able to handle firearms. So, yeah, like, we're going with a 100-round drum on this one. Plus, also, it do kind of look a little slick. Alright, so that's pretty much all I'm going to go over when it comes down to the actual, like, whole-on build. But, you know, as you know, actions speak louder than words. So I'm gonna bring this down to the 2-gun match tomorrow. Pure coincidence, it's also the one that one poser goes to. And we're going to be testing this out. I imagine we're going to be getting a lot of looks at the range because people are just going to see this and be like, holy shit, I need one of those. Because, I mean, this is literal perfection. So I'll see you guys in the morning, or basically in a few seconds when I cut to the next portion of this video. And then, yeah. Alright, so, you know, I was loading up for tomorrow's match, and I tried loading this drum. Like, at first I used the cool little speed loader they had, and then I just tried loading it by hand to see maybe if I position the cartridges exact, if it would work. But, like, I'll load it, like, barely any rounds in there, and the first round will feed, and then, like, nothing. So, like, this thing's a piece of shit. So, sadly, we're not going to be using this tomorrow. I'm pretty sure this shit's, like, made in made in, well, it says Korea, but I know that's South Korea, because Best Korea would never, ever make a piece of shit like that. But, I mean, we still got other solutions, though. Like, I tried triple connecting a mag with the mag connectors. It didn't work, but I'll at least do a double mag. So, you know, we don't have the best, of course, without the drum, but I still think we're going to have a really good time, and we're definitely going to have the best rifle there, so I still think it's going to go well. Alright, so we're, like, heading out there, you know, ready to flex the shit, and it had been, like, forecasting rain and shit, like, all week for today, but then it was, like, supposedly clearing up, and, oh, damn, there's lightning. Yeah, so, like, there's, like, a big-ass, looks like it might be raining over there. But that only really means, though, that if we're able to shoot this match, that it is not only, I guess, cool, but it's like the will of Allah himself for everyone to see this gun. And especially Carl Cook started it. It is the will of Allah for him to see what Stoner would actually do. So I got like an hour left because this range is far as fuck away from me. I didn't like specifically target this range to go to because like I wanted Carl Cook started to see the what would Stoner actually do build, to see how much of a fucking retard he was and like how much of a genius I am. But this range was randomly selected and has nothing to do with that. So yeah, hopefully they don't cancel the match because that would be like kind of gay. Like honestly, despite the time it takes to get to this range though, like it's not that annoying. I personally think it's kind of a nice drive. It gets complicated by retards that want to drive like under the fucking limit. Like I think I'm rolling up on one right now. And I already don't want to like push my truck too much because the engine's being retarded. So yeah, it's only complicated by retards like that. But for the most part, it's actually a pretty nice drive. We out here posing up at the club. It didn't end up raining today. Like it's actually pretty bright. You know, Allah, it is His will that we bring this, the true what would Stoner do build. This isn't built by some poser. When I saw Stoner himself after 15 dabs of acid, this is what he told me to build. And this is what we're gonna run today. And, you know, we'll go over the kit a little bit. after my fucking camera guy decides that he's done looking at it, which is understandable because, again, true beauty. We're going with this kit. I went Chinese because you gotta rep the right colors, you know? Also because it'd be fucking weird with an M16. And then all this other bullshit. The fucking drum mag, as I mentioned before, didn't fucking work. So we got like a backpack or something. And then I don't have it on me right now. So I got my pistol right here, P365. I was just bringing that Gaunt revolver, but I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of worried about timing out and like having all the pistol stages be first and not shooting this. Like that wouldn't happen just in case it did. And then I don't have, oh, it's on the ground. Like I'm gonna have my water bottle in my back pocket. This is solely because some fucking weirdo in one of my other videos in the bug match complained that I had this in my pocket. And so I'm just doing that out of spite. All right, so one thing I also forgot to mention with the kit is it's hard to say if this is the most drippy, but it's definitely up there. We got some certified motherfucking Tims. I don't wear anything else.
All right, go ahead and load pistol. We got the carry guns today.
I got the Stendos too. Now I can hold 15 rounds. Let's start.
Holster? Yep, into the holster.
Alright.
Ready? Okay. You're gonna want to go back a hair. Oh, not you. Alright. You ready?
Yep.
Stand by. Looks like you're way low again. Now you looks like you're to the right. There you go.
As long as you're on left to right, I just aim for the.
So I was like in good conscience.
Targets, I might be just taking right on.
Yeah.
Like Daniel's like, why are you telling us this after?
Missed the left one.
I guess I couldn't go win.
Because I missed the first couple on the left. Yeah. Well, I should have leaned on there. On that. It's like, oh, it'll be easy. It's still 50 yards.
I got that for that like stage. I like it a lot more now that it's decided.
You have a red dot.
It's just like,
It's just like a lot of
Yeah,
and
it's
like not very clearly worded. On the side, do things. It's very much seems like if you are good at it, I try to just make the pistols right now.
yeah, I think so. If I could clear the pistol.
You're better than average pistol shot for sure.
I would say the red dot.
No. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, are you ready? Stand by. close the door.
It is still iron. It's 3 fibers.
Hit. Hit.
Two of them are red, but when it's in the
Hit.
it's not perfectly aligned. The center is red, but then once it's aligned, it's red. And it literally just dovetails in on the other side. But they make them for Jericho.
That's the thing. I think that's
It needed to be like 240.
only.
Hit. Hit.
6,
Hit. Hit.
3,
Yeah, that's what I think.
Hit.
Oh, it's a it's not
That might work. Oh, yeah. Probably still, yeah.
Had your first. Get your first.
Yeah.
I put it back. Yeah, actually, that's what I meant. So if you do, make it long.